Hello, darlings, and welcome to Digimon Ghost Gaze. This is the podcast where we learn about entomology. We're looking at some bugs today, and, and specifically the type that just eat your entire head all at once. I'm Emery. My pronouns are he, she, they.
I'm Morg. My pronouns are they, them.
I'm Elvire. My pronouns are she, they.
And we have a guest this week.
Hi, I'm Max. I use he, him pronouns. It's fucking bug time.
It's bug time. Thank you so much for coming, Max. We're so excited to have you.
I'm so happy to be on here. And let me just say, I don't think any of us were aware that this would be Booge episode.
I knew spiders were in it, but I didn't know there was like a bug theme beyond the spiders.
It's such a Max episode.
Honestly, even beyond that, because Emery, they messaged me on Discord like several weeks ago, and they're like, "Hey, you want to be on the show?" I said, "Yeah," and this was like, I guess before we had known like what this episode was going to be, so I just said, "Oh, let's do this weekend, daylight savings time weekend," and by I guess divine providence.
Mm-hmm.
It's simply a Booge episode, and I had to be here. There's no other way this could have gone.
Yeah.
You're just so attuned to bugs.
Mm-hmm. It's the pheromones.
Yeah, I didn't connect it in my head right away, but I think like a few days after we got the next episode preview, I was like, bug episode, Max? Bug episode.
Pider.
And yeah, I was excited about it, but I didn't want to spoil it for you.
No, it was a very because like the episode's. I mean, not to get ahead of ourselves, but the episode has spider in the name of it, and then like I got not as many bug Digimon as I would have hoped.
No,
but Poverty's nerfed.
But they did have this whole like bug theme like in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So it was like. Yeah, we'll get to it, but
yeah,
we didn't get all the bugs yet, so we have room for more bug episodes.
True.
We learned that you can get Hero to go anywhere, regardless of how suspicious it seems.
Yeah,
God,
just tell him there's cool bugs there.
I was like, dude, no.
It's the most we're getting ahead of ourselves again, but it's the most suspicious person ever. Someone teaches boy how to say no.
He's just too nice.
Please.
He just does not know stranger danger.
He's like, this person is more normal than my dad, so I'm sure it's fine.
Wow, true.
She says she's my mom's friend. All right, I believe you 100%. Let's go.
I mean, before that, though... Oh, go ahead.
This episode starts with a murder.
Oh, before that, let's ask Max. What is your
this is
with the Digimon franchise?
I'm gonna forget that every time.
Same.
We forget it for Pot Agreed too. I've been into Digimon honestly about as long as I've been into Pokemon since late 90s.
Yeah.
I would always watch the show. We didn't I never had any of the games. I guess I don't even know if there were Digimon games back then, there were Pokemon games, but I played several Digimon games. I remember on All of Adventure and most of Adventure 2. I've seen Tamers, which is the best one, and I've seen some of Frontier. I've seen all of Sayers. I've seen I would say a good amount of Digimon, and I'm pretty familiar with it, if only because in modern day I've read all of the bogleech.com Digimon reviews, so every single Digimon in some capacity takes up a space in my head, some more than others, like any bug Digimon obviously, but I've pretty much been into it for as long as I've been into any other sort of 90s nostalgia powerhouse type media property.
Nice, hell yeah. Hey, Digimon is good.
It's fucking
Digimon is good.
It exists in such because everyone knows the 90s. Digimon and Pokemon were pretty much all talked about in the same breath, but I honestly feel nowadays they're pretty heavily delineated. Like
they're very different.
The trajectory they took, and it is so fascinating to me. Where like, you know, with Pokemon, you don't get new Pokemon. You get new Pokemon like every 3 years or so, and there's like a huge batch they dump on you at once. But with Digimon, it's kind of like a trickle, which I honestly kind of like more because it's always like, you know, they release new Digimon when they release new virtual pets, and like it's this drip feed, and it makes it feel more like, I don't know. It's like you don't need to make this entire region that has like a sort of coherent through line like Pokemon does. You can just kind of make a guy and put it out in the world, and everyone's like, hell yeah. And that's what I kind of like about Digimon, that it's just like, it's Pokemon, but extremely weirder.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, it goes a bit like the evolution, like Pokemon evolution, pretty straightforward. You can sort of see where things are going. It makes sense. And then Digimon evolution, who knows what you're gonna be getting?
Yeah, it's wearing jeans now. Great.
Oh, this fucking, like, hawk turns into a porpoise or, like, a fucking orca? Great.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Charles Darwin warned me about this.
Everything's crabs now.
Also, that just kind of like broadly appeals to the franchise in general, where like with Pokemon, you generally know what you're gonna get. I mean, like fucking Arceus Legends was like the first time they made like a major like you know, overhaul to the gameplay or did something like really different with one of the major titles. And you know, meanwhile over here in Digimon, we're just like apparently getting a like 70% visual novel game where you can watch a bunch of teenagers die based on your own bad decisions.
Yeah, the game's called Digimon Survive because none of us will survive to see that game be released because it's been delayed, I think, 10 times by now.
I'm gonna love playing that when I'm like in a retirement home.
I know.
The real Digimon Survive is to, you know, like see the release of the game before you turn into an old dusty pile of bones.
If that game comes out after I die, someone needs to go and play it on my grave.
Yeah, please, like, do a seance, send me back to Earth. I'd like to play it, please.
It looks so good.
You'll just, like, take over, like, a Millennium Puzzle or something, and then someone will play it.
Yeah, put together an ancient dusty Gunpla kit. I'll come back, don't worry.
So, man, for some reason I just got the image in my head of like archaeologists like finding an old model kit in like a fucking ancient tomb and, you know, just like putting it together like archaeologists do. I
After licking it once, because that's also what they do according to
exactly. I don't know, I'm just real sleep deprived right now. I might say some stuff over the course of the episode. That's one. We're just getting
It's good.
We're just getting archaeology Gundam.
It's good.
great content. And now I'm thinking what I would turn into. That's gonna be haunting me for the rest of the week. What would I preserve my soul in to haunt someone so I can play Digimon Survive?
That's your homework.
Everyone's going to be talking about this in the Discord after this post.
It's important information. You should plan it ahead.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, when you write your living will, just also figure out what you're going to be turned into.
So true.
Yeah. What's your lich phylactery? Anyway. So we open the episode, you know, we're just in a dark building with a, you know, that's under reservation. We get 3 guys walking through it. 2 of them seem to be like sort of business types, like talking about funding and shit. One of them is in a lab coat, so you know he's smart. And he's talking about all the robots he built to do all the renovations twice as fast and more cost effectively.
This dude literally...
Damn robots stealing our jobs.
Wow. AI robot.
AI robot.
I guess, you know, it just knew, again, that Max was going to be on this.
Mm-hmm.
But...
It's the most Max episode.
Honestly, I don't know how this happened.
But they're like, I was kind of like, I don't like the, I was like, this is where we're going next, isn't it? Like, the holograms seem less, like, current, like, it seems less like the direction we're gonna go in, but, like, AI robots definitely are a thing, like...
Oh, yeah.
So, I was like, good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they're kind of proven pretty useless at this point in time in the show.
Yeah. Well, they didn't do shit because we didn't get to see them do shit, you know?
Yeah, because bugs are better than robots, and in order to
Confirmed.
grasp hold of the future, we need to invest in bugs, not AI.
Yeah.
True.
So, you know, as we're getting these scenes of, like, the people talking about the renovation project, we're also cutting to a spooky face in the dark. First we see an eye, then two eyes, then, like, the whole face just, like, framed by blackness.
I don't know about y'all, but having watched, like, all of Adventure 02 as a kid, I immediately knew what, even before knowing, like, the episode was about, like, spiders, like, I knew what this Digimon was right away, and I was, like, so excited. And I was just like, oh, God, I hope she wears her clothes. And then she does. And it's just like, it's a nostalgia bomb. It's so good.
I actually did not realize that it was going to be her, you know, until she showed up. And I was like, oh.
If only Mummy Mom was here.
He was in a previous episode.
Yeah, he was in,
he was in an episode too. Yeah. I like to think that I'm the kind of person who's like, okay, yeah, we like to see a nostalgic Digimon, but, you know, if you're reintroducing them into the series, you gotta, like, you know, make it worth my while, give them, like, a, you know, a good function in the story and good characterization, but, yeah, this time I was really just like, wow, Arcanamon!
Yeah, I did the Leo point. I remember that from childhood. Nostalgia.
Wow, she's psycho more than before. She's crazy.
Just like me for real.
She
just
sparks
like me
joy, even though she makes some actions. She does some things.
Yeah, she's a sapiosexual because all she talks about is how much she likes their minds.
Yeah, and that's all she does. It doesn't go any further than that. It's normal.
She just fucking grabs this lab coat robot dude and is like, oh, you made all these robots with your brain? That's cool. I'm sapiosexual. I love it. So then we cut to these three guys just trapped in a spider web. There's a bunch more people in this spider web, you know, just totally wrapped up, not moving. I'm sure they're fine.
They're fine.
Really good scene, by the way. Like, if Ghost Game wants to do something scary, they do manage it.
Oh, well, scary is one thing, being a human in a human-sized spider web, being tied up, and then you hear the noises.
Yeah, the noises this episode.
There are three words I would use to describe the noises it makes when Arcanamon eats a guy, which is crunchy, gooshy, and squirty.
Yeah, it's real wet and crunchy, isn't it?
It's really crunchy.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they're gonna, how are they gonna dub this? You know, like, I'm not sure, like, you know.
These men see how their professor friend just gets his head eaten.
Yeah.
We've moved beyond subtle. We're never going back.
You're hearing those crunches and you're like, oh, that skull is not one piece of skull anymore.
Sapiosexual, more like sapiovore.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
What gets me about it is that with, like, almost all of the other quote-unquote hologram ghosts we've seen, like, they get attacked. Like, even, you know, very first episode, Clockmon, like, turns people really old, but, like, they end up getting reverted and they're fine. No, this guy's dead.
Yeah.
Like, there's no two ways about it. This is a dead person.
Yeah, like, even the other deaths, it's like, a lot of times they don't, it seems like the Digimon either, like, don't know or aren't trying to kill them, you know, like, with the episode before this, like, it was an accident, that guy died.
Yeah.
And, like, before that, like, you know, we've had, like, people in the forest maybe killed by the tree, and, like, he was also eating people, I guess, but, like...
Not as maliciously as this.
We don't hear it.
Yeah.
We can, like, pretend, like, oh, maybe the other Digimon saved all those people, and they're fine, actually. But no, this is very blatantly, like, I'm gonna fucking eat these Digimon, or these humans. I mean, she wants to eat Digimon also, but...
Yeah. Because eating brains makes you smart. So that's how it works. Definitely.
So, yeah, after that guy dies, we cut immediately to Hiro's apartment building, I guess. I guess he's like home for like a break or something, because I'm pretty sure this is like his actual house and not his dorm room.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at his home.
He's still by him fucking self. Though.
Yeah, he's no parents. So yeah, we see this lady with white hair and red clothing. I wonder who that could be. And you know, she's
And the purple accents.
In like a really cool bucket hat and really sick, like literal rose-tinted glasses.
Oh yeah, she looks sick.
God, she is fucking fashion with
Wasn't
it.
there a spider on the hat, or did I imagine that?
No, there's like a jewel type thing.
So yeah, like we alluded to, this is Arcanemon's human disguise directly from Zero 2. It's sick as fuck.
It's so good. I just it's perfect. Like the long white hair, the really sick like long purple gloves. This is drip unlimited.
It's so good.
Arcanemon's on that Gucci shit. And you know what? She's a girl boss about it.
She's kind of a girl boss. She does like say like she like buzzes up to Hiro's apartment and is like, "Hello, I am your mom's friend.
My name is Sonia Molina. May I come in?"
I'm very normal. Not suspicious at all. And you know, someone
It's too nice.
someone who has
I had a bad thought.
Yeah.
go for it.
Gaping maw, gastric juices, girl boss.
So true.
Disgusting.
Spider.
Yeah.
So yeah, she just goes into Hiro's house, is like, "Hey, I know it's me, your mom's friend from work. So I'm in Japan right now to see a bug exhibit. Check out this flyer with all these neat little guys on it."
The menacing insect world.
Yeah. Hiro, you can tell that Hiro is into these bugs. He sees those bugs on the flyer and he's like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. Like if a stranger rolled up to my house, introduced themselves as one of my parents' friends, and then handed me a flyer for like an insect exhibit, there would be a max-shaped cloud of dust in the room because I would already have been there.
Oh yeah, I would have left without her. Like, fuck this person. I don't know who you are. I'm fucking excited about this.
Yeah, but she does make a very compelling argument, because it does look like a really good exhibition.
Yeah.
Hiro, I was like, Hiro, you should maybe ask your mom about this, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, this makes me wonder, is this a thing his mom does? Like, just strangers come by the house and Hiro just lets them in? Because
it
he
sounds
does
like
not at any point question what is happening.
Yeah. And I mean, like, the fucking thing is, like, at the very end of the episode, Hiro does get a text from his mom saying, like, "Hey, my friend Sonia is coming by. Like, could you show her around?" So, like, I wonder, does that mean... I'm assuming that Arcanemon probably, like, hasn't been just, like, a co-worker of Hiro's mom in a different country.
I think
for, like,
Sonia's
the past
dead.
several months.
Yeah, no, Arcanemon definitely killed and ate Sonia's nice, delicious brain.
Yeah.
I'm picturing Pokemon Sonia, so I'm very sad. Even though I know it's spelled Sonya, but I'm like, oh no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you spell it with an I, you get Sonia from Pokemon, and if you spell it with a Y, you get a Spider Girl boss. Both can be true.
So true. God, this white-haired lady, so sus.
She says to Hiro that, "Oh yeah, I thought you'd be interested in this bug exhibit because you like strange little guys, don't you?"
You hang out with absolute freaks, Hiro.
You got a big brain and you hang out with freaks.
Yeah. And, you know, she specifically name drops Gammamon.
She knows about Gammamon.
She knows about Gammamon, and Hiro is like... Yeah, you can kind of tell that he's, like, thrown off by this in a way that makes me wonder, like, hey, did Hiro tell his mom about Gammamon?
I don't think he did.
I was
No, probably not.
Because he looks confused.
I was like, how the fuck okay, how do you not think that's suspicious immediately if you don't tell your mom about this? And yet, your mom's so-called friend...
Because he saw the cool insects.
Yeah.
Maybe he assumes that, like, his dad might have told his mom about Gammamon somehow.
True, because Hero still thinks his dad is, like, worthwhile and not a huge piece of trash.
Get his ass.
But then Arcanamon also knows about Jellymon and Angoramon, which how would Hokuto know about those guys? So
Right.
these kids probably could have figured it out if they weren't so dang crazy about the bug.
They got the Orb of Confusion this episode.
Yeah, they just forgot. It's just like what gets me is that, you know, clearly Hero's so suspicious about her, but he invites his friends and they come too. So, like, in another world, he could have just said, hey, she knows about our Digimon. Like, you want to come and see if she's a Digimon and we can, like, kick her ass? But no, like, the entire thing is under the guise of, oh, let's go see some bugs, which is fine. But also, it's like, these kids are smarter than that.
Yeah, they're like...
I think it is definitely, like, a little bit of just, like... These, you know, they're like fucking young teenagers. They probably don't know that, like, they don't have to trust every adult they see.
Yeah. This is scared straight. It's a hard lesson they have to learn.
Yeah.
I guess I just forget that they're fucking teenagers sometimes, since Hero's still, you know, taking care of himself. And his brother.
Hero's a single dad. Yeah, that's
Hero's a single dad. Like, he's both that and a 13-year-old at the same time.
The Venn diagram's a circle.
God.
Yeah, and, you know, she is kind of, like, buttering them up a bit about it, too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's, you know, Kyoshiro is talking about, like, how bug intelligence and artificial intelligence have similarities, and she's like, wow, you have a pretty big brain, huh? That's neat for you.
And Jellymon is like...
Kyoshiro gets a little blushy about it, and Jellymon totally isn't jealous or anything.
It's not like it's in her name or anything.
Yeah, she's so jelly.
So true.
Yeah.
Her full name is Jealousmon. It's so funny, this entire, like, when she meets with all of them, every single thing they say, she just replies with, wow, that's a pretty smart observation. Wonder what your brain's like on the inside.
You've got a big brain, huh?
It's very normal.
Can't wait to see it. I mean, see you use it elsewhere.
Damn, you playing Big Brain Academy?
Damn. Look at the brain
on the
this
Nintendo
one.
DS?
And again, what gets me is the complete lack of critical thinking about the situation these kids show. She takes them to this exhibit, which is in an abandoned mall, which
Wooly recognizes. Wooly says, hey, this is an abandoned mall, but they're working on it, but this is a D&D session, and they keep rolling, like, really badly on their perception checks.
Right, yeah, that's exactly how it feels. It's like, really, you know, like, she has some points into, like, history of the area or whatever for, like, D&D, but she still rolls kind of shittily, and everyone else is just rolling worse, and they're all like, no, it's fine. She's gonna show us this really cool exhibit, because not only are they, like, looking at the bug exhibit, but, like, this lady they don't fucking know is like, let me show you the secret background exhibit, and Ruli goes with it, even though she recognizes, she's like, oh, I want to see the behind the scenes so bad. Like, that's what she's into. Mm-hmm. She's not even, like, that into bugs. She's just like, man, I want to see the behind the scenes shit.
Yeah, she just wants the exclusivity.
It's that exclusive content for her blog.
She's got to get it for her blog, man.
And I mean, not for nothing, but me being nearly 29 years old, if someone incredibly suspicious told me I could see bugs in, like, a secret back room in an abandoned mall, I would fucking go with them. Are you kidding me? See cool bugs? Hell yeah. What could go wrong?
Well, I know how to kidnap Max now.
It's very easy.
So do all our listeners. Max, you better watch your fucking back.
I have done a lot of questionable things in following strangers around, so I can't judge these kids at all.
True.
Bold of you to assume I literally ever leave my house for work or grocery shopping, nothing else.
Well, that's the good thing about being an adult. I stopped leaving the house, and now I'm safe.
I won't come with you, because that means I have to leave my house. How dare you expect me to do that?
Like this lady walks into a super dark room and is like, oh yeah, there's no one else here. I made sure that it's just us so you can be yourself, and she's still in this dark room, and they're just like, alright, okay, we'll just become physical now.
Yeah! Literally, like, she's like, yeah, no one's here, but it's not because it's suspicious, but it's because we want to let the Digimon out of their cages. And I'm like, what the fuck? Use your fucking brains. There's 6 of you. Or 5.5. Bye, Craig. Fuck
Yeah, bye, Craig.
Craig stopped recording, so I kicked him and brought him back.
Classic Craig.
Classic Craig.
Yeah, it's not like the Digimon can't enjoy the exhibit while being digitized, right? It's like,
Yeah.
the literal only thing that changes when they undigitize is that they can like touch people. Like they can still see this exhibit. It should be fine.
They want to be able to touch the bugs, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sonia,
shit, you got me there.
Sonia is just like, yeah, why don't you relax and stretch out your corporeal forms?
Very normal.
With the
Why don't you
brains.
make your nice juicy brains physical?
Oh.
God. And they do. And they're like,
And they
yeah,
do.
it's cool. It's normal. Everything's fucking normal.
So normal.
This episode fucking rules.
Especially when she starts monologuing. That's very
Yeah.
normal.
Oh my
Super normal. All the fact that they're in a dark, unlit room is normal. The fact that Angoramon is hearing breathing noises all around them is
The
normal.
fact that they call the threads, the threads are like a neural network. And Gammamon's like, wow, that's creepy. I'm like, yeah, Gammamon.
They see a spider web, right? There's a spider web above them.
Yeah.
I just...
Yeah. and-
Giant human-sized spider web, and they're like, cool, it's like a neural network. And it's like, no,
this
this is fucked up.
This is like a brain, and I was like, how though?
Seems
How?
bad.
Yeah, and then, we do get this, like, really good monologue from Arcnamon, where it just sort of, like, slowly builds, where, like, first off, she's, like, talking about, how she's, a scientist with a sort of specialty in neurology, and she's like, oh, do you know what the sort of fastest and easiest way to gauge the intelligence of, any given creature is? And, then she just says, like, you just dissect it, you take its brain, and then you eat it.
Yum.
And she licks her lips.
I'm just taking notes this entire time.
She's very normal and licks her lips, and she's like so fucking into this. And people are, things are starting to be kind of suspicious for people since, like I
A
said,
little bit.
Gammamon's like, that's creepy. That's fucked up.
Gammamon's still trying to parse what a brain is, because he doesn't have one.
Wow, so
Yeah. All he says when she transforms is, "This one's got bad vibes." It's like A plus insight there, buddy.
he's
Good
right.
job.
Yeah,
He's right.
he's correct.
Yeah, no, he says she has bad vibes after she fully transforms into
Yeah.
a spider.
I was like, what about the vibes beforehand, dude?
I would have just said, "Damn, she looks cooler."
She does look
Yeah,
very
she
cool.
transforms into a spider, and everyone is still just like, yeah, this seems a little suspicious, I guess.
Doesn't necessarily mean she's bad. We shouldn't judge her for how she looks.
Yeah, take it from me.
I mean, at first they're just like, oh, it's a Digimon. That's weird, but okay, whatever. Why'd she
It's not like
us?
every week of our lives we get attacked by a Digimon or anything.
And then she's like, no, I'm gonna eat your brains, actually. Like, I'm not just a Digimon. I'm
But
going
she
to fucking
wants-
kill you.
To do a little test first. She's into experimenting right now. For some reason.
I'm gonna aperture science you, and then I'm gonna eat you.
God, that is what she does, huh?
This is the evolution of Gladys.
And that's how scientists work. They do their project, they send in their report, and then they have to eat the results.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just being in school, but
that's just well-known fact.
man,
She sends out her army of Dokugamon to attack. I like these guys. They have such a
Yeah.
fun, like they're big cool spiders. They have a funny cartoon skull on them, And
Yeah.
I love how their front pair of arms is just like pulling the hair on their head.
Yeah.
It's such a stupid little bit of design that just like, it really cracks me up just because like they don't need to do that. They do. It's fun. It's their
I think they
choice.
look like sort of Viking spiders.
They do.
Someone told me Viking spiders, this is what I would draw, and I love it.
They're kind of like goofy, but they're still like a menace to them since there's so many of them, and like, you know, their eyes are glowing and stuff, and like, Arukennymon's kind of menacing, so it's like, even though they have this like goofy ass like Viking helmet face and stuff, it's like, oh, they're going to wrap me up and eat me. Good.
Yeah.
Let's fucking get the fuck out of here. Like,
Yeah. Let's skedaddle.
And they finally run. Oh, the kids finally catch on to what's going on and they start running.
I like that Hero like seems to have to like put pieces together like in his mind, like, oh, all these strange things that I noticed about this lady are finally adding up. It's like, Hero, please put it together a little faster, bud.
He's that moth meme. He's just staring into the distance, trying to figure out the equations.
When all the spiders start attacking, the kids get separated, kind of like Kirishiro and Jealousmon like get separated from the other four, and I'm not really sure why.
They do not get separated. They separate themselves because Kirishiro has a secret talent, and it's finding emergency exits.
If it sucks, hit the bricks.
And he tries that, but he's still failing all his rolls. So he runs straight into a spider, and Ruli says that's his own fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he has Jealousmon with him. Like, we gotta escape ourselves. Let's go.
It's just very funny that, Ruli's like, wow, that's his own damn fault. Like,
Ripped to Kyoshiro, but I'm built different.
Speaking of D&D roles, I played, I GM'd Interstitial yesterday, and the players just kept getting bad rolls and getting the result of the GM gets to make a move as hard as they want, so
Boy.
we're really just seeing, like, hard move after hard move here. First they're getting chased, then they get then they get separated, then Hero and Gammamon fall down a hole.
oh my god.
It's just one thing after another with these kids.
It's really
Yeah.
some comedy shit.
It's honestly pretty funny. And also,
Good.
Arukennymon's is like watching all this. Like,
Yeah.
Like, on her web computer, it's so, like,
yeah.
she's in the middle of her web, and there's just, like, 20 screens all around her, like she's, like, fucking Hacker Supreme over here.
She literally is, though.
Yeah,
and,
she took going on the World Wide Web a little differently.
and she's like laughing. She's laughing the whole time, and like her laugh is insane, and I love it.
It's a good laugh.
Yeah, she's like, it's like, kick, 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 kick.
Yeah, she is really just like villain monologuing to herself, like through from this point onward. She's just watching the kids on her monitor throughout the entire episode. Every time one of the kids does something or evolves, she's just like, "Wow, that's sick. I really want to eat them."
Yeah, she's the audience stand-in except for when it comes to the eating brain
Yeah.
parts. Because whenever someone did well, she's like, "This fucking rules, hell yeah!"
Yeah.
She's so excited because she like part of the reason she wants to eat them is because like she wants to like know how to digivolve easily like they can, like do all that stuff because it seems like she knows about it to some extent. Like even before she like transformed into her like actual digital Digimon form, she was like, "Oh, I like to eat your brains and figure out the superior evolution and stuff like that."
Yeah, I think that brings me to a point that I made last week where, like, it kind of seems like, the Digimon in that last episode, like, knew more about Hero than they should have, like, specifically that he had been in contact with Blacktailmon. So, once again, like, Arcnemon seems to know a lot about these kids, like they're capable of doing these evolutions, and, she could have learned that just, like, hearing it through the grapevine, or, like, eating someone's brain who knew about it, but, like, also, Also, like, she knows where Hero lives and, like, what, who his mom is and, like, what work she does. And, like, it seems suspicious to me that information would be available to her. So, like, I'm thinking that, like, there is just, like, more information out there specifically about Hero and maybe the other kids as well than, would, yeah, I'm thinking there's some, like, third-party observation going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder about that, right? Because, like, we know some of the, Digimon know about that. Like, we know that, like, some other Digimon that are still, like, hanging out, like, Clockmon and Mummymon and stuff, like, know about the kids. Some of them even know where they live, but, like, it's kind of like, how much of it is, like, oh, they're accidentally passing on this information, or how much of it is like, oh, there's someone actually watching them.
Yeah, and speaking of someone actually watching, we'll fucking get to that at the end of the episode. Someone's just looking at them the whole time. We'll get to that.
Wait, really?
Looking respectfully. Yeah, it's like the final shot before the credits hit.
Fuck.
Yeah, I missed this my first time too.
What the fuck?
I only caught it because, like, people in the chat noticed it.
My special talent is noticing genes.
Oh no. I feel like I need to, like, look back. Well, I'll look back at it later, but, like, jeez.
So Tesla Jellymon and Simbara and Goramon evolve. Simbara and Goramon uses a new attack called Jive.
It's just called Jive. I love it.
Where he just does a bunch of kicks real fast.
He does like the Chun-Li like rapid fire kick.
So those two are just fighting off a bunch of Dokugumon. Hero and Gammamon wake up. They're sort of, they landed on something soft. So they're okay for now, and they find a room with a big spider web in it, and 2 alive guys, and many, many dead guys.
Yeah.
So many dead guys.
And the 2 alive guys are very traumatized. These men are
understandably so, I think.
They're fucked up is the thing.
Well, one of the guys from the cold open, he's fucking tied up in spider webs, just screaming about how there's something eating brains, and Hero's like, uh-oh, I know someone who eats brains, and then he just looks over and just sees a decapitated body.
So fucking traumatizing.
It's
He's so traumatized.
Pretty bad.
Hero, are you okay? Hero,
please go to therapy.
Kids shouldn't be in this situation. And then more spiders show up because Hero doesn't get to save these people.
Yeah, he kind of has to book it out of there. No. And, Arknemon is watching this, and she says, oh, you won't get away by hiding in my dessert room. That's just what she calls it.
She calls it her dessert room. Oh my god.
She calls it her dessert room.
It's so good.
Oh, she's amazing.
I love her.
I'm like, I hate you, I love you.
Gammamon evolves into Wezengammamon. I love this thing so much. Every time I see it, it's just delightful. I have its stubby little legs.
They're tanky. Yeah. I love him.
Yeah, Wezengammamon, like, is doing the same thing for me that Galgamon does, where it's just like a big fucking round cutie guy with just fucking
big
firepower.
Fucking gun.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
The only thing missing, if Wezengammamon wore jeans, would he wear it like this or like this?
Oh my god. I like that.
He does still have, and I love that about all Gammamon's evolutions, is that they keep his little scarf.
Yeah.
And it's on his tail. It's so cute.
I love it.
It's on his tail. I like that Arukenimon seems to know that, like, this is a different evolution. Like, she says that, like, before she even sees him evolve into someone else later. Like, she's just like, oh, cool, he has multiple choices. Sick. And I'm like, how did she know that?
Yeah, so clearly she has like, some foreknowledge about about maybe one of Gammamon's other forms.
Yeah.
So then we go back to, Kyoshiro and Tesla Jellymon. Tesla Jellymon's like, she beats up another spider and is like, damn, I'm so tired of, like, these guys circling around in front of us. And Kyoshiro's like, yeah, wow, I noticed that too. I definitely did. And then, he notices that there's just a bunch of cell phones, probably, just pickpocketed off all the dead bodies.
Yeah.
Just sort of webbed up, like security cameras observing them. So he uses his new dim, which takes them to the pseudo-digital world. And this one is just kind of like a shitty bombed out building.
Yeah, I was like, it looks very similar to what it looked like.
It's like real decrepit.
Yeah. But it's because he at first, like, before they do that, Jellymon tries to just, like, zap the web, but it's, like, conductive. Kyoshiro's like, okay, I'm gonna bring us to the pseudo-digital world, and then, like, she can bust the ceiling, because if she breaks the ceiling, then, like, some of the webs get cut, and it, like, cuts off the screens.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's decently, like, it's a smart way to do it. Sure, you can't destroy it.
And she's like, ooh, you're so smart, you figured out some of my plan, and then laughs.
Archdamon loves it. Her tummy is really grumbling over there.
God,
Hungry.
she's so hungry.
Just get her like a Jello mold or something. Teach her how to make like Jello brains, and that'll be good enough for her, I'm sure.
Yeah. Give her like some gummy brains from Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she just wants something chewy like that. That's all.
Give her like a stim toy for the mouth or something.
Yeah. A stim toy for the mouth.
There's a word for that, and my brain blanked on it, so I'm sorry.
Like oral fixation.
Yes.
No, I don't know. Yeah, there are stim toys that you just like chew on. That's the thing.
The only thing I think of it when you say that is a pacifier, and now I'm imagining her having a pacifier.
Maybe she's into plur. Maybe she's like a raver, and she wants those like
Yeah.
pacifiers that you wear at those kind of events.
Oh, that explains why she's wearing those like neon fishnets for this whole episode.
Yeah. She just wants to party.
That explains why she's got like fucking, rave goggles on her human Sona.
Yeah, true.
Eating human brains makes you want to rave, I guess.
Fuck.
Isn't that what Bloodborne's about?
Damn, right? Damn, secrets of the underground dance community exposed. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the Dokugumon like jumps on Wezengammamon and bites him specifically without venom because Archdamon doesn't want their brains to get all juicy and poisoned.
She doesn't like how it tastes when they're poisoned, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so he de-evolves back into Gammamon. Meanwhile, Symbarangarmon is like running out of steam. He's been fighting so many spiders. So then Kyoshiro and Jellymon manage to meet up with Ruli and Symbarangarmon. Tesla Jellymon is just like posing for a selfie when they open the door. Mm-hmm. It's real funny.
It's good. You posted a picture of that.
Also they explain how they've been knocking out security cameras, and Tesla Jellymon calls it Kyoshiro's brilliant master plan. I think she saw Archdamon complimenting Kyoshiro earlier in the episode, and she was taking notes.
She wants to gas him up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
She's really laying it on thick.
Yeah, but then Goramon is like,
That's not a good idea.
it does pose a problem that if you only make one little blind spot.
Yeah.
That's not a blind spot. That's super easy to find.
Yeah, you got to destroy way more of the cameras for your plan to actually work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they're surrounded on all sides by Dokugumon, and Kyoshiro and Jellymon are just kind of simultaneously like, Oh, yeah.
And
It's real good.
Kiyoshi was yelling, and that's how Hiro and Gammamon are like, oh, did that voice come from above? I think that was Kirishiro. We should probably fly up and see what's happening. So Gammamon, like, digivolves again into, Kulu.
Chaosgammamon.
Goosgammamon, yeah.
Yes. I don't know why I keep forgetting Chaos.
There's like 4 different ones. It's
Yeah.
like, that's more than like anyone else ever gets.
I forget Chaosgammamon the most for some reason.
I forget all of them. I write them down, and if I haven't written them down, I call him the blue one, the grey one, the red one.
Yeah, the blue one, the green one, the red one, the black one.
He becomes
Yeah.
blue. They fly up, but then they're also surrounded when they fly up, aren't they?
Yeah, now they're all God.
They all got got.
How's... You know, we've called Chaosgammamon Sonic the Hedgehog before, but, you know, I think it's more accurate to say that, Chaosgammamon is just Sonic's aeromorph Sona.
Oh, no.
You know?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You could say that, or you couldn't say that. You know, you could...
Yeah, you don't need it.
Like I said, I'm real sleep deprived. My brain's just going.
I can tell.
It's going great.
But yeah,
It's going fine.
Hero kind of wakes up, and they're all, after they all get captured, like he's hanging upside down from the web. All of his friends are too. And Arcnemon is here now.
And Goramon has little tufts of fur coming out.
I love Angoromon's fur. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's very good. He's too chungy.
Great detail.
Yeah, his fur's just poking out
Can't
from,
contain the
you know.
fluff.
Yeah, it's gravity. I know how it works.
But yeah, he like sees his friends behind him, but then he also like sees his boy, his son, in front of him, and Arukenimon like comes out, and she's like, "I'm going to eat this little boy first. Your son is in my stomach." Ah, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, no, like, she's talking about, like, you know, yeah, she got real excited about the split path evolutions before, and she's just, like, thinking about, like, oh, does the evolution itself change the brain? Is the human brain affecting the evolution? Whatever, I'll figure it out once, you know, after I finish all my little snackies here. And, yeah, so she just goes to eat Gammamon, and Hiro is not having a good time with it.
He's so mad.
This is the fucking little brother who he tried to take a bullet for, and he's about to get eaten alive right in front of Hiro. Hiro's having a bad one.
Very, very sad.
You know who else is having a bad one? Gammamon himself is also having a bad one.
He's having the worst one.
He opens his eyes like Hiro's trying to yell for him to wake up. And he does wake up.
Yeah.
But boy, his eyes look fucked up.
Okay, here's the
Yeah.
thing though, like, I think Gammamon was using his plan from the Petermon episode where he pretends to be asleep because, like, as Arcnemon is getting closer, we can see him, like, sort of sweating about it a little bit.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna rewatch that bit.
I think he was actually, like, luring her in order to, like, yeah, I think she's in his trap, actually.
I think you're right.
That
He wants to go sicko mode. It's his choice.
that implies
Yeah.
indeed that what is about to happen is a choice that he has consciously made.
He goes sicko mode.
Which, by the way, kudos to everyone, because I didn't know that this was gonna happen. I wasn't spoiled for this at all.
No, I wasn't either, somehow.
I was like, oh no,
yeah.
oh no, oh no.
I was like, oh no, it's Gulus, he's back.
So yeah, Gammamon opens his eyes, and guess what? They're all black. We know what that means.
Me too.
He goes sicko mode.
He evolves on his own. It's
I love it.
it's so good. It's so brutal.
He goes,
Yeah, remember last episode when Gammamon learns to control his evolutions?
Didn't think it was gonna happen this fast.
Kinda seems like that includes Gulus too.
I love that. That is such good development for him. Arcanimon loves this too. She doesn't really understand. Like, she's
she
like,
doesn't know how fucked she is.
She's like, oh,
yeah,
cool.
she's like, oh, a new one? This is so exciting. And she's like, I'm going to eat your brains. And he's like, all right, go for it.
He's like,
You can try.
Wezengammamon says, "Oh, you're hungry? How about a knuckle sandwich?"
oh, you're hungry? I'll fill you up. And then he like
Yeah.
puts his little blue like flame of power and he like puts it in her mouth and she like fucking expands. It's kind of like disturbing.
Yeah, he does Arcanimon inflation.
No.
Just punches her directly in the gob, and yeah, just fucking fills her right up with a fucking Desdemona.
That's what it's called, Desdemona. And
Yeah. It's fucked up. It's amazing.
it's like a really like yeah, she fucking blows up. She's digital sparkles.
Super dead.
Yeah. Like, is she even gonna be an egg after this?
Who
Maybe?
knows?
Who knows?
Maybe she. I don't know. I mean, we're definitely not going to see her ever again. But
Which is a shame, honestly, for such a
Yeah.
good character.
yeah, I want to see her. I want to see her hang out with Mummymon.
Yeah, me too.
Just like Adventure 2, bring him back.
I really did love Arcanimon in this episode. She was real hammy with it, doing her villain monologues over every scene.
Oh yeah, she knew she was the monster. That she was going to get the most out of
He's
it.
like, oh, I'm the villain?
She was real funny.
She came to perform.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, speaking of performance, like this is the same voice actor even as Arcanimon in 02. I just thought I'd
really?
bring that
Oh,
up.
that's sick. That's really cool.
It's so good.
Yeah, so once Arcanimon is dead, the webs disappear, and they get to the ground safely, and yeah, so then they're just in a room with Wezengammamon, and yeah,
Gooshy and Hero are like staring at each other.
yeah, ooh, there's a real tense pause, and then Hero actually addresses Wezengammamon by the correct name, which I think that's the first time that's happened, so I kind of maybe we're getting some progress here, but Wezengammamon just like,
He's still in his emo
Yeah.
phase.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you don't care.
he says, "Get out of my room, Hero."
You don't understand me, Dad.
He says it's not time yet, is actually.
He says
what
it's-
says.
What
What does that
mean?
What is
What
that?
does it mean?
What does it mean?
Troubling.
What does it possibly mean? What is it's not time yet? Time for what? What is it not time for? Is he coming back?
We won't find out.
Yeah, what does he know? What does he know that I don't?
What does he know? Why is he like
know?
he's like willing to just be like, okay, whatever, and like not attack them. He's just because after he says it's not time yet, he's like, see you later, and then he fucking de-digivolves.
Most
I am
importantly,
grabbing my computer monitor and yelling, "What does that mean?"
what changed in between the last time that he was Wezengammamon and now that he's like, okay, I'm willing to wait?
What are you waiting for? What do you know?
You know something.
He knows something!
Did he remember something? Is he just looking at Hero and saying it's not time yet because you have to like change more, Hero?
Is he always conscious within Gammamon? Is what I begin to wonder at this point.
That's a good question.
Yeah, this episode really only raises more questions about like what the relationship between Gammamon and Wezengammamon is, like how aware Gammamon is of Gulus, like
Because
was that actually an intentional move? Was that something like Gammamon did? Was that something Wezengammamon did? Like, how much of a difference is there between those? Like,
I'm assuming they're supposed to be the same person at a certain point, because none of his other evolutions sound or act like they have different thoughts or problem solutions even, as opposed to Gammamon. They don't get smarter or anything.
yeah.
They always stay the same, and now we're getting like closer. Like I feel like they're supposed to merge and become one person. I'm so curious what it's going to be.
like Arcnamon, I am asking, why does his brain change when he evolves? What's going on with that?
Yeah,
But unlike Arcnamon, I am not willing to eat a brain to figure that out.
Yeah, I it's a step too far.
Yeah, just a bit. Like, I don't even want to eat this, like, evil guy, you know what I mean? He's just doing his own thing. But, like, yeah, the fact that he's just, like, willing to be like, okay, I'm gonna disappear is, like, fucking crazy. I was like,
Yeah.
he didn't even try anything. He didn't, like, you know, he didn't, like, start lunging at anyone and then change back. He wasn't, like, being controlled by Gammamon. Like, Gammamon, because after he changes back, he's, like, knocked out. He is out for the count.
Maybe he's so convinced that Heroes is one day gonna go, like, sicko mode.
Maybe.
He's, like, waiting for that.
I mean,
We'll
that's...
talk when you understand how emo I can be that.
Yeah.
Wezengammamon is just like, oh yeah, we just need a little more trauma before this boy is Joker.
Yeah, he's gonna break one day, and I will be there for it.
I mean, we see a bunch of the other, like leaders and stuff. Like, that's what ends up happening when they, like, evolve their, like, their partners to being, like, the evil version. It's just kind of, like, crazy, because he kind of already does this even without Hero, and now it's, like, what if he's, like, waiting, and he's, like, I'm stronger when Hero is on my side, so I'm going to fucking wait till he goes sicko mode, or what does he know? Or maybe there's something with this, like, secret background thing that I just noticed and took a picture, screenshot, and posted in Host. And I understand what you guys are talking about now.
Yeah, this guy definitely knows what's going on.
That's not even the clearest look at it, because this is from, like, the next scene. It, like, zooms in.
Oh,
So
I'm just an idiot.
It's a black Galgamon. You can tell because, like, you know, it's the darker colors and the red eyes. What's the deal?
What's the deal?
What's going on?
Does it know Angoramon because they're both bunny?
He doesn't look as soft as Angoramon.
No.
Doesn't
Yeah.
look quite as cuddly, but that's maybe because the clearest part of him are his machine gun hands.
He has Gatling.
Yeah, no, I think out of anyone, this Black Galgamon is definitely friends with Angoramon, and not like the Black Agumon we saw staring ominously in the last Wezengammamon appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a totally different one.
Yeah.
Totally different. Doesn't know Black Tailmon, doesn't know Wezengammamon, doesn't know Black Agumon. Only knows Angoramon.
I regret asking for plot, because now I have to think about what all of this could mean.
Yeah, so I'm putting together a little theory about this. I posted this in the spoiler channel earlier, but yeah, like, I think these Black Digimon are observing Hero and spreading information to, like, lead more and more dangerous Digimon towards him in order to force more Wezengammamon evolutions. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Ooh, that would explain how she knew so much.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's what I'm
good.
thinking. That's how the clues are fitting together in my brain.
That's an interesting, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm making a little puzzle over here.
I like that this is definitely I mean, we've talked about it before, it being kind of a mystery season, but, like, I like that there's, like, little mysteries and overarching mystery stuff, and I don't know, it's cool. I like how it's kind of unraveling.
Yeah. God, I love that just, like, at the end of this episode, it's just like in such a short span of time, we've had such a big pile-on of new questions.
I'm also kind of amazed that, like, we've kind of had this tension for a few episodes where we're then like, oh god, he's gonna be Gulu's, oh god, oh god, oh god. And, like, finally that we've seen him, we're like, okay, there's kind of a relief, but also there's, like, not really, because it's like,
Yeah.
he's coming back. He knows something we don't. And something else bad's gonna happen to maybe Hero.
Wezengammamon didn't go completely sicko, and somehow that's worse.
That's, like, worse.
Yeah.
Scary.
It's like,
I don't recognize this behavior pattern.
what does he know? And how does he know it? Like, how can he possibly know this? Because it's like, this isn't something like that, you know, is it something that we could have picked up? Or is it something that it's like, he remembered and is like, I don't know. There's just a lot of questions and I'm like babbling now. Sorry.
No, but like it is gonna be cool to, once we know everything that's going on, rewatch this and be like, ooh, this was a hint. This is definitely a hint. Oh, this I missed this completely, but it was definitely a hint, and I look forward to it because I think it's gonna be good. I believe in it.
I hope so.
God, I hope we get to like watch more episodes of this show.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. I guess probably towards the end of the episode. But oh boy, we might be on the hook for a while. Anyway, so then, you know, the two surviving guys from this episode get some medical attention. We see them being, you know, taken away in ambulances. The one guy is still rambling about spiders eating brains, so
Valid.
he's okay. Yeah, Hero, you know, fucking Gammamon's just asleep in Hero's backpack, and Jellymon's like, aw, he's all tuckered out, and that's kinda nice. Maybe. And yeah, Hero gets the text from his mom that's like, hey, my friend Sonia's coming by later. Yeah, so maybe she got eaten, who knows?
And everyone's like,
Yeah. They all just sort of, you know, do comedy anime sigh, and Ruli kind of collapses back into Angoramon's arms, even though he's like invisible right now, which is pretty cute.
I wonder, like, did she read his texts or something? Like, how did she come across this lady's name? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
She ate her.
Oh, maybe.
If Emery's theory is correct, then they're definitely following his mom and his dad to get this kind of information.
Maybe they're following him and his mom because of his dad.
I mean, I'm blaming Hokuto either way. Like, I'm assuming this is all his fault.
Probably.
I mean, I still think he's just on some beach drinking some, I don't know, Aperol Spritz. Like, oh, it's summer, I'm having the best time. I sure hope my two sons are fine at home.
Yeah, Hokuto's having a beach episode. He's drinking out of a coconut right now as Hero is like, as Hero and his friends are about to be eaten.
And then when he's really drunk, that's when he makes, like, his useful cards to send to his sons that they definitely need, and that will give them helpful information.
God.
If this show tries to make Hokuto relevant, I'll be like, no.
Criminal activity.
God, it would be so funny if Hokuto doesn't show up until the last episode, and it's just like he's done nothing for the entire series. That would be a good reveal.
That would be amazing.
Incredible.
What a good father.
Good father. So yeah, we get the line from Angoramon closing out the episode. He says, "The morning spider brings good fortune, the night spider brings thieves, and Digimon spiders aren't welcome anymore."
I'm always saying this.
Get their asses, Angoramon.
I'm always saying.
Famous catchphrase, famous historical saying.
It's one of his weirder ones.
So that's the episode.
It's a good episode.
A great episode.
It was real good.
Yeah, good episode.
Yeah, so boy, I can just feel myself losing steam as we speak. So, do we want to jump straight to plugs?
Sure. Do we want to let our guests go first?
Yeah, Max, what do you got?
Oh, I can go first. So, I'm Max. You can find me on Twitter at MaxyBajillion. I have some other podcasts. You can listen to Pod of Greed, the world's number one and only Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, sponsored by Kaiba Corp, at Pod of Greed Cast on Twitter. Emery was just on that.
Yeah, and drew art for
time.
it.
And it was a fun episode.
They drew U-Bell.
Hell
I
yeah.
love U-Bell.
Good shit.
I love you, Bell.
You can also find me on Wow Cool Robot, which is a Gundam podcast. It's at Wow Cool Podcast. I'm currently, we're like one quarter of the way through Unblooded Orphans. It's a...
I was about to say.
we really sped it up. And lastly, you can go to slappersonlypod.com or slappersonlypod on Twitter. Listen to Slappers Only, which is a video game music showdown podcast I do.
That's a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, content never sleeps. I'm tired.
I feel that.
Yeah. We've been doing this for 21 episodes, and I do not remember if we do personals or if we do the podcast ones first. I think we do personals first.
Yeah, mix
You
it up.
do whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna go and say my shit then. I'm Morg. You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter. That's Haunting the M-O-R-G. You can also find me on my other podcasts. Departure Lounge, which exists but is on hiatus. My active podcasts are Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast, and Forward ReZero, a ReZero rewatch podcast. I was also on the first season of Wow Cool Robot. I just want to say that, even though it's been a while.
It was a good time.
I'm just like, oh, I miss it. But yeah. Someday I'll be back, maybe. But yeah, that's it for me.
I'm at Ereviru on Twitter. And if you want to hear my voice more, you just got to re-listen to this podcast, because that's the only one I'm doing.
Hell yeah.
Do it.
Sometimes content does sleep.
Yeah, this content is nothing but sleep.
Having only one podcast, I'm so jealous.
It's our choice. It was our decisions.
Yeah,
So you can only have one well-rested podcaster. We've established this,
true.
and I have that right now.
Yeah, Elvier's, you know, holding the I got to sleep stick this episode.
Can't wait for next time when it's my turn to do summer savings.
The Neepy Orb.
Yeah. Elvier's wearing a crown that has well rested on it, inscribed in gold.
I am also supposedly well rested since I went to bed at 9 last night. But
Wow.
that never happens. I don't know what happened last night. I think I slept instead of cleaned. I think that's what happened.
Fair.
I'm valid.
So I'm on Fur Affinity. My username is Space Robot. I'm drawing little furry arts there. You can commission me also if you want to email me regarding that. My email is spacerobotart@gmail.com. And I'm on a podcast called Gone Will Hunting, which maybe will release an episode in the future. Who knows? And yeah, I think that's it for me. We're on Twitter at DigiGhostGaze. We've got a Discord server linked in the show notes. Hey, our Discord user, Teddy, is putting together a little Digimon watch-along party that we're going to try and do every Monday. So if you're listening to this on Monday before 7 p.m. Eastern, you can just go ahead and get in on that. We're going to be watching the first few episodes of Tamers and continuing through the entire series. So, you know, I might get the episode out and published before then. We'll see. And yeah, also this is a Noisespace.xyz podcast. Yeah, that network's got a bunch of cool shows on it, including many of the ones mentioned previously. Yeah, let's see. Before we wrap it up, I do want to say that, as we alluded to earlier, there might be a delay in the release schedule for these episodes. As far as I know, there hasn't been any concrete evidence yet, or any concrete announcements yet, but there was a hack of Toei that apparently interfered with this with their servers and is causing an undefined production delay. So yeah, next week we're doing our mailbag and tier list episode as planned. After that, we might need to find something else to fill in the gap while Ghost Game is on hiatus. But yeah, we've got a few ideas in mind. We might be taking a look at at some other entries in the Digimon franchise. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll still be here every week, basically.
Yeah.
We're not leaving.
Yeah, you know how I said content sometimes does sleep? That was a fucking lie. Content never sleeps.
So true, bestie.
We got you.
All right. So I think that about covers it. So until next time, all you poltergeists, ghouls, and non-boonaries,
Digimon is for the games.
goodbye, darlings.
Bye.
Bye.